What up, everybody? This is the Cave and Drew Show. I'm your co-host, Caveman, and this is...
I'm your other co-host, Drew. What's going on, everyone?
Yo! I'm gonna push... Hold on. There you go.
Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Awesome, man. So, this is actually our first pilot episode for our talk show. This is gonna be a podcast you could tune in from every streaming platform, hopefully, in the future. Just to start us off, we're actually from South Florida.
Broward County, to be exact.
Broward County. We're right outside Miami. Just to give an overview, I am 25. We're both from South Florida, but we both actually went to the same high school.
Yeah, interesting enough, me and Cave were not friends in high school. No beef or nothing like that. We just kind of never crossed paths. We knew the same people. So that's pretty funny.
Yep.
I'm about 28 now, going on 29, so I'm getting old, but you know.
Buddy.
Yeah, I'm initially from Haverhill, Massachusetts, and then half of my life I grew up right here in Hollywood, in South Florida.
Yep. Background Puerto Rican, Andrew, if for the Boricuas out there.
Yeah, hip hip.
Yep. Skirt. I am a native here from Hollywood, Florida, born in Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. Or was it South Regional? It was one of those. And my background is Chilean, so shout out to my Chileans out there.
Hey.
The really little amount of us out there. So just to start off the show will be discussing a lot of variety of topic.
Definitely.
All the way from mental health to music and to pop culture, which is our favorite.
Yep. To even just life things in general. We definitely have an episode about our high school and school experience planned. So that's going to be a pretty good one. But and definitely we always put polls out there to get you guys to give us any topics that you might want us to touch upon.
Absolutely. We're on Instagram. We will be on all social media. Eventually, we will bring you guys some video content as well. We will be starting off an audio because, we're actually very new to this. This
definitely
is,
very, very noobs.
Yeah.
As you can say, we have a lot to learn. But, bear with us. We're going to definitely do our best to get you guys the best content we can put out.
Absolutely. So you want to just jump into today's topic right away?
Right, so let's get right into it. So for our episode today, we're going to be discussing a show that's pretty much been on everybody's radar. If you haven't seen it yet, I guess you're living under a damn rock.
Yo.
But I'm going to put it out there. We're going to be discussing The Mandolorian Season 1. Don't worry, y'all. For y'all caught up, we are going to do a Season 2 episode, but we're just starting it with the first season. So I'm just going to have Cave take it away. We are going to start discussing a little bit about Chapter 1, episodes titled The Mandalorian, and go for it.
Absolutely. Well, this is our first live action series for a spinoff for Star Wars.
Absolutely, yes.
So what I've learned is that I just enjoyed the show from beginning to end. I still actually haven't watched the finale as we speak.
For Season 2.
For Season 2.
So that's definitely why we're saving it.
Yeah, it's juicy, man. Like... what I loved about this first season, man, is just the new introduction. We never got to see such culture from the Mandalorian side.
Absolutely.
We got to see Grogu, which is Yoda's species, which still is not named. Nobody knows the name of their species.
Not yet. We don't know where they're from, which is actually really cool to me that we still kind of have that shrouded in mystery in a way.
Right.
With us not really knowing, hey, where did they come from? Hey, what are their names? And all of that. Obviously, I'm just going to put this out there. Full spoilers ahead. As you already know, Caveman already said Baby Yoda's name.
Absolutely.
So just to let you guys know, if you're tuning in, hopefully you're caught up.
Absolutely. And just a spoiler, please, because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, we don't want to be those people. We like to enjoy our content.
Absolutely. So we could start with Mando. So, as everybody know, Din Djarin.
Din Djarin, the man himself.
Yes, sir.
Played by Pedro Pascal.
Well, yeah, which is he's Chilean in the house. Woo!
Guys should know him from Game of Thrones. He did play Prince Oberyn. Spoiler alert, got his damn head popped on there.
Boy got yeeted. Skirt!
So that's pretty cool. All right, so how about we talk about the opening moments of the episode?
Wow, so, oh, man. It just, can you remind me of the
Of course. We'll do a refresh real quick. Okay, so pretty much once the intro comes on, we get a beautiful, gorgeous shot of him just walking out of his ship, aka the Razor Crest. And pretty much he's just going to meet somebody. This is the great thing about this show. They didn't really give us too much information on it when they were teasing it. So it's just like you kind of get in there and you're like, what's going on? Pretty much Din Djarin clearly has some withered armor going. Oh, yeah. He's got some bullet holes, some paint scratched off. So you know he's pretty known in the bounty game.
Oh, yeah. And definitely people, some probably to be feared.
Absolutely. So he has a bit of a reputation going. He's actually currently on a bounty when we start off the episode. So that's pretty cool to kind of just see it kind of go straight into it. Of course, you're always going to have people who are going to want to try to take him out to take his bounty, but Mandalorians are just absolutely, completely badass when it comes to combat. So, like, we just kind of see Jin just straight up body some guys, blast a guy, and even get a guy's body cut in half.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what's pretty cool about that. We also meet a character played by Mr. Carl Weathers named Grief Karga. And this is where Mando goes primarily to get his job. So he's just finishing a bounty, and then he gets another request for a really big bounty. Then we're introduced to some character named the Client, played by Karl Herzog. He's apparently a very famous director in Germany. I have not personally seen too much of his projects. I'm thinking about definitely going down that route to see what else he's done. But there's a lot of mystery. We don't even know this guy's name. They just call him the Client.
The Client. And he's from the Republic, from the old Republic, I believe, right?
Yes. So he is working with the baddies. Yeah. If you want to put that out there like that.
The stormtroopers, they can't shoot for shit.
No. They have their armor looks so withered on this show, which I really like to see that, because that just kind of tells you how much time has passed between like the original first 3 films in the trilogy going all the way now. In case you guys didn't know the timeline, it's like right after Return of the Jedi.
Right, and before Force Awakens, I believe.
Absolutely. So... Yes. So pretty much he's tasked with going to get a bounty. We know nothing as the audience about this bounty. We just know it's a really big one. And a lot of really dangerous people want this bounty or package. So Mando accepts it. And pretty much we go from there. We see his little underground group.
Right.
We meet the Armor. Total badass, by the way.
Oh my god, what's her name again? I'm so sorry.
Her name is the Armor. That's all we get.
Oh, okay.
They never reveal her real name.
I thought so. I thought I was going crazy. They never revealed her name. Okay.
Definitely not. She's played by Emily Swallow. I'm not familiar with her, if I'm going to be completely honest. If you guys are, please let me know what she's been in. I'd love to see more of her stuff. She's pretty much the forger, the one that makes the weapons for them. Yeah. She's the one that gives them everything to make them look like a badass.
Absolutely. And just to tell what these underground guilds and people that live, I've noticed that they only could come out one by one. That's what they refer to in the story. And also they're not limited to the law. So they actually go after each other. They get very jealous of each other's bounties. I've noticed that a lot, especially in the show. It's
very messy for them, and they're kind of in hiding. Like, you don't really see them pop up as often anymore during this time, because there was like a great Mandalorian purge that went down. Which we do learn a little bit more about as the show kind of continues. I'm sure we'll get more detail on that. So they're very kind of, I don't know if I want to use the word rare. But don't really see too many of the Mandalorians anymore, since the Galactic Empire pretty much fell from Luke and them pretty much taking them out.
Basically. Yeah. We could actually get into quickly with our character that it was so beloved to me. It was I loved it. I loved how much help that he got without wanting anything in return, and the famous words he has spoken.
I have spoken. So we're definitely talking about Mr. Queel. So Quill pretty much is an Ugnaught. That's the name of the species. Their first appearance in Star Wars was in The Empire Strikes Back, which happens to be, fun fact, my favorite Star Wars film.
Hey, okay.
So that was their first appearance. Pretty much, Mando goes to this planet called Arvala 7. Quill pretty much lives on the outskirts where like a moisture farm is, and he cattles these creatures, very ugly looking things called blurgs.
The name sounds...
The name pretty much gives it away. So Mando kind of needs his help, because in order for him to get closer to where this package is that he needs to get for the bounty, he needs to learn how to ride one of these damn things.
Right.
So we're treated to such a hilarious sequence of him just failing, trying to ride them and stuff.
Gets kicked off like a bull, basically, off of the blurgs.
Exactly. Yeah. So a fun fact about Mr. Quill, he's played by Nick Nolte. He's just a voice actor. And then somebody by the name of Misty Rojas provides all the costume work. So
she must be talented. She has my last name.
Rojas. And yeah, pretty much he teaches him how to ride it, and then he kind of just gets set off to go on his mission. So Mr. I Have Spoken exits for now. So Mando gets closer, and then he bumps into a bunch of other bounty hunters, just getting into a straight up battle, just blasting everything around them.
We get a little introduction to that little droid that we haven't really looked into. We've never been introduced to the IG-11 before.
The only IG unit that we've really seen much of in film pretty much is I think it's IG-30, which was one of Darth Vader's assassination droids.
Right.
So basically the first time we ever saw like Boba Fett in them, IG was kind of just standing there looking like a badass, but we never really got too much with them in those films.
We never seen them in action. And
no.
This whole thing happens and goes down with the, just everybody shooting each other, and just IG's just too stiff. He's a droid. And he doesn't have human instincts, so...
Not at all. He just wants to get the bounty and do what he has to do. So he's just basically just waving and going through waves of enemies. Mando pretty much catches up to him. They kind of come to an agreement, which is pretty cool. And we just kind of see them destroy these guys until they get inside the base, where they finally see the package.
And yet, we start off seeing what we call people at the time Baby Yoda. That's what they're calling him.
We could still call him Baby Yoda if you guys want. I don't have a problem with it. I like his real name, but I don't mind Baby Yoda. If you want to call him Baby Yoda, you want to call him the child, whatever.
Right.
Pretty much IG wants to kill him, and Mando has a change of heart, which is very surprising because Mandalorians aren't the types to have these type of hardship feelings or anything like that to care for something. They're more of this. I just need to get my money, pretty much.
Right. It's a struggle because it kind of looks like they've been post-apocalyptic almost. Like just every setting in Star Wars looks like they've been through some shit. Like,
definitely a lot of war.
Yeah, man.
So pretty much, Mando takes him out because he does not want him to kill him. The little cradle, or how they call it on the show, the pram, opens, and we're treated to the most cutest thing ever.
Introduction to...
We see the child, we see him wake up, and Mando kind of sticks his finger in there, he grabs it, and there you go, that's our pilot. They did an excellent job with their promotion because no one had any idea about this beautiful little puppet creature. And he's puppeteered a lot. He has a little bit of CG, but there's a lot of puppeteer work. And
which is good.
I appreciate the practical because we don't get that a lot.
No, not at all. I want to add in there just like the species, like of course it ages rather differently than any other. He's 50 years old?
50 years old. I don't know how old he is in season 2 because they never really go into it, but he's 50 at the start of the show.
Right, and it's incredible. Just the fact that their species are so sensitive to the Force, it kind of gives you... It kind of creeped me out because I'm like, damn, this little booger, if he gets older, he's gonna
he's gonna absolutely be bodying people.
Yep, he's gonna shit on everybody.
So pretty much we're introduced to our main characters right there. Those are our main two, and that's pretty much episode 1.
Right.
So episode 2 pretty much is called The Child, directed by Rick Famuyiwa, written by Jon Favreau. Of course, he literally wrote every episode for this season.
Absolutely. Before we move on, I actually want to give a big shout out to whoever is playing Din Djarin, which is Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Such an incredible actor. I have to give him props. I have to give whoever gave the idea for a spin-off series like this, because we see a very first time of many characters, even from, spoiler alert, I'm not going to spoil anything, but from other shows. And, we just, to live action,
It just kind of gives us more of a foray for a lot of characters from Star Wars lore to come in. It's awesome that it's not like a film, so it's like we get an episodic series with so many elements and threads from just such a beautiful franchise, I gotta say.
What else should we go into? Did you want to start off with Gina?
You want to go into Gina's episode?
Sure. What did you like about Gina?
All right, so Gina Carano's character, introduced in episode 4. Everything I liked about her. I love the suit, the outfit, the armor, the tattoos, the Republic symbol on her face.
Yes, ex
shock trooper.
Right. So, man, I absolutely loved her in Deadpool.
Definitely.
My God, like
Definitely.
Honestly, I think if I would have to cast her, I think she would be a perfect She-Hulk. But maybe we'll,
Absolutely. They actually casted She-Hulk already, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
But she's great. When we're introduced to her, pretty much Mando needs her help. She's hiding on a planet. She's kind of keeping low. He's trying to keep as low as he can because he has the child now.
Right.
And everybody from the Fallen Galactic Empire is really, really trying to get their hands on this little beautiful ball of wonders.
Right.
So
I think they got dismantled too because they think that the Empire has fallen.
Exactly.
So
so it's very interesting to kind of see them still sneaking their way around, trying to pretty much ruin shit for everyone else.
Right. We should talk about that planet, which is a Sorgan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There's not too much detail with it. Like, we've never seen it before. It's like a nice little village, pretty much, and the poor village is just kind of getting raided and all fucked up by marauders.
Right,
so
and the four-legged,
the ATST.
ATST.
That thing is scary looking to look at, especially when you're just kind of a group of villagers don't really fight, don't really have much battle experience.
Got sticks to throw at, but nothing happens.
And a little bit of rocks.
Yep.
So it's great to see in that episode that Gina Carano's character, which is Cara Dune, helps and teams up with Mando to help out this village, to kind of like keep them off the radar a little bit. Mando starts to have like a little relationship, if I'm not mistaken, in this episode.
Absolutely. A village woman.
Her name's Omira.
Omira. Mm-hmm. My God. I actually wanted to go into detail with this too because I'm not going to spoil anything, but it would be nice to have her as a love interest.
Definitely. I actually really thought they were going to go that route. Mm-hmm. So it was surprising to me that they didn't, because it seemed like they were setting it up. Mm-hmm. But they just didn't go there. Right. That was kind of the first time we ever saw any type of shot of Mando taking his helmet off.
Absolutely.
So, because, he's like, yeah, I eat, but I don't really like when people are looking at me. And then we just kind of see him take it off, which is like, ooh, it's so exciting. Okay. Because,
the poor thing almost got shot, too. I remember in the scene, Baby Yoda basically almost gets sniped. And because of Cara Dune, she actually kills the assailant.
Which is a hidden bounty hunter, because we see a tracking device on him once they actually save the village. So thank God for Cara for saving him, but this is still a problem because
I'll have her save me any day. What? Carry me to the ship.
Yes, Gina Carano. If you are listening, girl, we love you. But pretty much, yeah. So and fun fact, that episode is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. If you guys don't know who she is, one of her most recent roles was in Jurassic World. She played Claire.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
wow.
It was very cool to see her go into a directorial debut. She's actually a big fan of Star Wars, so that was her first time ever directing it.
Her father as well, right?
Ron Howard is a very famous director. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen tons of his movies.
Absolutely.
So she's kind of taking in Daddy's footsteps and going straight for the directorial game. So I really, really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not to jump too high or anything like that, but just to another point, the introduction to the Beskar steel or Beskar.
Beskar. We've heard about Beskar previously. We never really got into too much detail with it.
Right.
We learn a lot about it. We definitely learn it can reflect a lot of blaster beams, so that's really good for Mando especially.
Right.
Since he's always kind of getting into these tussles.
That armor upgrade though, oh my God.
Right. Ooh. Yes, the armor upgrade. I want to get into that more later.
Okay.
Because right now what I want to kind of talk about is the shittiest episode of season 1. We're just going to get that out there.
Okay.
Is
that 5, right?
That is episode 5, which is the gunslinger. Okay, so this episode really surprised me, to be honest with you, because Dave Filoni was the one that wrote and directed. Dave Filoni does great with Star Wars usually. This man has done Clone Wars. This man has done Rebels. Anything really animated universe, Dave Filoni is pretty much the god of that. That's like his baby. Mm-hmm. So this is his first foray into the live action side of Star Wars, and you would think he would have done a great job. I really don't know what happened. This episode was fucking terrible.
No. It gave me a very try-hard vibe, especially from the character. I didn't like the character.
Toro Calican.
I don't know if that was on purpose, because maybe they made him obnoxious on purpose.
They could have. I'm not really sure. The only things I can really point out that I really like in that episode is we went back to Tatooine.
Right. Big one, too.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah. So Tatooine is a pretty big planet. And we even went into the same cantina that Han Solo shot Greedo in.
Yes, sir. Give me a glass of blue milk, man.
Definitely. Man, I'll take that milk any day, man. So, that was great to see. And he's pretty much... Toro Calican is just the most just forgettable character.
Yeah.
His dialogue is terrible. His character is terrible. He's a try-hard just trying to get into the guild.
Agreed. I think a part of the episode we were actually going to get into is the introduction to that character from the hangar. What was her name?
Right. Ming-Na Wen's character.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go into Miss Fennec Shan. Now, this was Fennec Shan's introductory episode. I didn't hate her. I just feel like we didn't learn as much as we could have with her. And like, all Toro really wanted to do was like, hey, I'm going to take in this big bad bounty person and try to get into the guild. And this man eventually just shoots her. Even though after she calls him out on his bluff, he still fucking shoots her, the little bitch that he is, right?
Oh, wow.
So, you would think that's it. Like, hey, we're never going to see her again. And Ming-Na Wen is a phenomenal actress. Mulan fans, that's the voice actress, y'all. She's amazing. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans out there.
Absolutely.
Agent May, like, she's great. So, to see her just get killed off like that, I didn't like that at all. And I don't want to go too much into the episode because I think it's really shitty. But at the end of the episode, we'll just jump to the end. We're not going to really go into detail with it. At the end of the episode, we see a mysterious shadow figure walk up to her. So that kind of gives you the idea, like, she may come back. Who's this person? My theory from the beginning that it was Mr. Boba Fett. But I don't want to get too much into that because we will discuss that further in season 2. And that's it. We're not going to talk about episode 5 anymore. We're going to go to episode 6 if you'd like right now.
Sure, yeah.
Episode 6, directed again by Rick Fumiyawa. We're introduced to somebody named Rand Malk, which is apparently someone Mando worked with in his past. We don't know much about him. He's kind of just thrown in there. And Mando pretty much had a group of other people that were there. If I'm not mistaken... Xi'an, Berg, and then Q90. Q90, he doesn't know.
You mean the big groupies that he ran into from his old group?
Yes.
Oh,
so the only ones that he really knew there was Xi'an, which was the girl who just kept flexing her teeth.
And Mayfield.
And Mr. Mayfield, played by the wonderful comedian Bill Burr. Shout out to Boston. Mayfield is great. By the way, everything from his dialogue, he's an Imperial sharpshooter, so he's literally a perfect shot. Yes. I love the Gatling little attachment he has on his back.
Oh my god, like a second arm or something?
Pretty much. So like he has his 2 hands shooting, and then like that little arm just kind of comes out to give him additional support. Right. So that's pretty cool. Pretty much their only mission is to break out a prisoner who was revealed later to be Xi'an's brother. Right. Obviously, during the mission, you kind of have this feeling like, oh, they're going to turn on him, aren't they? Like,
yeah, most likely. And that did turn out to be the result. And just that whole episode, though, we saw a lot of Mando's past. And I guess he, in a way, regretted it so much.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that he didn't really want to go that route, but he kind of needed to get a little details, a little bit of information for him to continue his quest. Something interesting in that episode, I will say, Xi'an's brother's on the ship, so that's really the main point of the mission. And also, fun fact, if you guys didn't know, there is a guard on the ship. You remember him, right? The one that Xi'an, like, threw her knife at?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
That guy, his name is Matt Lantern, a.k.a. the voice of Anakin Skywalker from Clone Wars.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I love to see when they bring in, like, past people who they have already had working on Star Wars to just come in. So, like, I remember the first time I watched it, I recognized the face, but I really couldn't, like, put my mind to it. But then I started hearing the voice, and I was like, this gotta be Anakin.
Right.
Anakin. And with a little bit of research, I found out it was him. So I was like, great, because, I love Clone Wars.
Yo, that memory, man, because it happens to you, just like, come on, bro, I know you're somewhere. You're in one of the shows, bro.
It's like when you see a face, it's like, you know who it is, but, like, you're just like, fuck, who is that? Pretty much by the end of the episode, one cool thing I want to talk about before I get to the end is when Mando escapes. Mm-hmm. First, we see him body a shitload of droids in this episode by himself with no assistance, which was absolutely phenomenal.
We see that quality, just the marksmanship. My God.
Yep, and that physical prowess that he carries with him is total badass. I love him. Yep. And then another cool thing that he does in the episode is he hunts down each one of these people that has turned on him, like fucking Michael Myers.
Oh my God, no! Oh yeah, yeah, that's perfect actually, because he just stalked them down. He just he didn't exactly tow at them. He just got to the point.
Got to the point, wanted to get off because he needed to get back to the child. At the end of the day, the child was still on that ship, who was actually doing a really good job evading Q90 because Q90 stayed behind on the ship and the child just kind of snuck up behind him. He turns around. He was gone. Another little thing I like about the child is he's really good when it comes to like running, hiding.
Oh, yeah.
He always ends up in the most interesting places.
Evading.
Yeah, like he just does a really good job. And then when you think he's going to shoot or injure the child, Mando just completely blasts him in the chest. And just
I honestly thought
him.
just at that split moment that he was going to wreck him. Like, I thought, you know.
You get scared for a moment.
Yeah.
I did. But then when he started lifting the hand, you're just like, okay, I think he might be okay.
Baby Yoda catching bodies already?
Yeah,
God.
like, let's go. But, I mean, Mando comes in. Papa Mando. I mean, come on. Fun fact in that episode, when that hangar that he took the job from this guy, Rand Malk, when his hangar gets signaled.
Oh, when they get wrecked? Yeah.
Right before they got wrecked, they do show 3 X-Wing pilots, right? And fun fact about these X-Wing pilots, all 3 of them are played by Dave Filoni and Deborah Chow and director Rick Fumiyama himself. That's their cameos in the episode. So not only did he direct his own episode, but he made sure he was cameoed as an X-Wing pilot.
Absolutely.
So to see 3 directors who have already worked on this show together come and just do this awesome cameo, it's awesome. And plus, you know, it's always nice to see X-Wings.
Absolutely. A little introduction to the New Order, you know, like the new, what is it called? Basically what... you know, new order that's going to come in play, basically.
The Galactic Republic, if you want to say, for now, eventually becoming, how do I say, the Resistance in the newer trilogy.
Right.
But we don't want to veer off too much into that.
Honestly, yep.
We're going to go into, I guess you want to talk about Chapter 7?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Start us off.
Sure. Okay, so it's called The Reckoning. This one's directed by Deborah Chow. Again, 2 for 2 for this girl, because she did 2 great episodes. Pretty much, Mando gets a message from Grief. Mm-hmm. They pretty much, Navarro's being overrun by the client's troopers. So now we're going back to the foray of the first episode again, which I
Planet
really
Sorgan,
like.
right?
Navarro.
Navarro.
We're going back to Navarro now. So we're going essentially back to where the series started.
Gotcha, okay.
So pretty much Grief is trying to come up with a truce for him that if he assists them to take back Navarro and they go ahead and they kill the client, you know, nobody from the guild will go after Baby Yoda anymore. And of course, Mando hears that and he's like, I don't know if I can trust you, but you know what? I don't really want to deal with people chasing me down all the time.
Yep, because it's bad news and I kind of like this little guy.
Yeah, like, come on, he's just so cute. So the plan is to use him as bait, but it's not really what we think. Because the cool thing is they use him as bait, but they only kind of use the pram, and they keep him with Queel. So that's another thing. He recruits past characters. So we get Kara back, we get Queel back, and then a reprogrammed IG-11. This was a great moment, honestly, because I honestly wanted to see more of this droid. If you guys didn't know, Taika Waititi does play the voice.
I did not know that.
Yes, Taika Waititi plays the voice.
Isn't Taika Waititi, what did he do? I think he did Thor
Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Which was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And he's done a really good comedy movie called What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
So we get a reprogrammed IG. Mando does not trust droids at all. Nope. We didn't mention it earlier, but like we kind of get little flashbacks to his childhood here and there throughout the season, and it pretty much shows everyone in his village getting killed.
The guy's traumatized, and I agree with him. I mean, if I saw a robot, it kind of gave me like Terminator vibes.
Absolutely,
he's a machine. You gotta kill him.
No soul. I don't trust you, you fucker. So it's nice to see that kind of sprinkled in there throughout the season because you get a little bit of a backstory. They do reveal it later on, but it's nice to know that he has that sort of hardship when it comes to seeing these things. So of course, immediately he tells Queel, I'm not about bringing this thing on my ship. Queel does explain, like, listen, I found him after you destroyed him. I have reprogrammed him. And we get a nice little training montage where Queel's teaching him how to pour tea, grab a cup properly, drink tea, to grab packages. And we're seeing, like, him fail a lot until he actually learns how to do it. So he's turning him into a droid that just essentially nurses and protects. So it's awesome to see that. You're going to have this absolute monster beast of a droid on their squad.
Ultimately, that's his craftsmanship. So it's Quill's craftsmanship. And he literally just told Mando, listen, if you don't trust me, then yeah, this is not going to work.
Yeah, and he needs Queel because they need to use some blurgs on this mission.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You know, like everybody needs to mount them. They kind of need the help right now. Mm-hmm. So pretty much Mando kind of just sucks it up and is like, fuck it. We got to do it. So they meet up with Grief. Everyone's there. Mando pretty much tells Quill, hey, like, keep the child on the ship. We don't want the child here with us. So the pram is essentially empty, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of scary to see him go back to the client. Before they go back into the city, they spend the night in the desert, which I kind of like this scene because everybody's kind of in front of a fire, just kind of chilling.
Right.
We have a bunch of creatures named Minox. I don't know too much about the species that just randomly starts fucking attacking them. It's so scary because it's so dark.
Yo, and thinking we know who the villain is, just the biggest part in the season finale of this first season just gives everybody like a gasp, and it gave me vibes of actual dangerous villain.
We're gonna pause it there. We're gonna get into him because he is actually within the next episode. I just kind of want to talk about how we see force healing being used on screen for the first time.
Yes.
So Grief essentially gets his arm kind of really fucking slashed open.
Right.
And Minox have poison. So we start seeing his arm slowly get infected with the poison. So there's nothing they can do because the medical stuff that they have is really just kind of used to wrap up an injury.
Right.
They don't have anything for fucking poison.
Force healing has never been used on live action.
No, this was our first time. We've heard about it like in other stories. Like if you want to kind of bring up expanded universe novels or even the Marvel comic books they've made in the past, we've heard about it, but we've never seen it.
Right.
So to see little baby Yoda walk up to him, lay his little 3-fingered hand onto his arm and just see the poison just dissipating and the arm wound just closing, it's a sight to behold.
Yeah.
It is. Obviously, it takes a lot out of the little guy. He definitely needs practice with his force abilities. Remember, there was a scene in the season earlier in the season where he started accidentally choking Cara Dune when she was arm wrestling Mandalorian.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
Because he thought that she was hurting him. So that's how you know he's already kind of grown attachment. Yes, he is. So that's great. That's on top of all the awesome little tidbits we got with him trying to press buttons on the ship and trying to drive it.
By the way, I gotta use that as a promotion or something because that's great.
It is. I'm telling you. Oh my god.
The little ball that
Right, okay, what? I don't even know the name of the ball, but it's like on like a shifter on a ship, kind of.
Yeah.
And he has an obsession with it. It could be just because it's like shiny to him.
Probably.
So he always has this thing where he like tries to go grab it. Mando like doesn't like when he grabs it, but like Mando essentially gives him back the ball eventually. Anyways, he just gives it.
Absolutely, and we learned what his menus look like. I think it's a lot of frogs on there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So in episode 4, we see him eat frogs. We seen him eat a frog in episode 2 as well. We actually didn't discuss too much with episode 2. Episode 2 is pretty quick to discuss, really. Mando's ship gets stripped.
Yeah, by the Jawas.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to go back to episode 7 in just a moment. We just want to hop back real quick. Jawas, off-world Jawas, if you notice the red eyes.
Right.
They absolutely destroyed his ship. They're just stripping it. Because this is what they do, They grab what they can and they sell it.
Right.
That's how Jawas work with their nice big-ass sandcrawler. Which was also nice to see the sandcrawler again.
Right. Again, and they're a little feisty boogers because they're like... they get a little offended, of course. And especially if, if you stole the shit from my ship and then you get mad because I, took out a couple of your members.
Yeah, man, give me my shit back. But Quill helps them make a deal with them pretty much to get their stuff back by giving them an egg, which is a mudhorn egg, which is a creature that I guess nobody really wants to fuck with.
Yeah.
So basically, Mando goes to get this egg. He has a lot of trouble. This mudhorn is fucking him up.
Mm-hmm. Yo, listen. Oh, eventually, does that happen in season 2 where he finally gets the
sigil? The sigil, actually, that's coming in a moment.
Oh, okay.
That'll be in the finale that they actually show that happen. But that's the first time. That's the very first scene where we see Baby Yoda use the Force, where he actually lifts up the mudhorn, which therefore gives Mando a chance to give the killing shot, grab the egg, give it back to the little feisty Jawas, fix his ship with Quill, and pretty much that's the end of that episode.
Yep, Jawas just go in and have egg yolk,
Pretty much, dude, they went in on that egg.
I thought they were gonna breed the, mudhorn, but it wasn't like that.
You would think they would kind of just grab the egg, bring it into their sandcrawler, and be like, all right, we got what we needed, and drive off. No, they just ripped that shit open and started chowing down on that egg. So I guess essentially all they wanted was a fucking snack.
Yeah, basically, damn.
So, all right, where were we at? Episode 7, right?
Episode 7, yeah.
Okay, so getting back to episode 7, all right, so we're moving in more into Navarro's turf. They meet up with the client, this mysterious guy. By the way, they never reveal his name
Never.
We just know him as the Client.
It's mysterious because the Republic is, so mysterious.
So they bring the package there, and basically Dr. Pershing, which is like, I guess the doctor that helps him out there on the base, they want the baby. So, the first thing he's asking for is, let me see the child.
Right.
Let me see the child.
Absolutely.
It's his line delivery that I really like with that scene.
We just know that they also want something from him.
Yes.
So.
Yes, they definitely want something. I mean, people have been trying to get their hands on him. So,
right.
Obviously, there's something very important with him, which they go more into detail.
Yep. And it's past the Jedi powers, too, because I would be astounded just to have an asset like that, but it's something else going on.
Absolutely, which we'll talk about season 2. All right, so we get into the building pretty much, and then out of nowhere, everybody just starts getting absolutely blasted away. Like, these shots just start coming in. Mm-hmm. Cool thing, just to let you guys know, is I watched the finale with Cave.
Oh, the season 1 finale.
The season 1 finale. I remember I put it on for you to watch because I was like, fuck it, I don't mind rewatching. I love this show. This is great. And like when that thing just comes out of nowhere, like I had the volume up loud, so my heart skipped. Even rewatching it, because I'm like, oh shit! Like the shooting just starts coming out of nowhere. The Client gets murked, so that's how you know he was like a throwaway character, I guess. Even though I thought he was gonna be a little more important.
Right, we thought so, because I mean he kind of looked mischievous. I guess.
Very mysterious. So I thought like they were gonna really do something with it. I initially thought he was the villain of the show.
I thought so too, but just a throwaway character, just.
They twisted our minds with that. So all the stormtroopers that are inside with the Client get murked. So Grief, Mando, Kyra are like, holy shit, what?
Oh, and drum roll, get in.
We get the Moff. Yes. Moff Gideon. We are introduced to our official villain of the show, played by the wonderful Giancarlo Esposito.
And you can find my friend, what was his name, Carlos?
Yes.
Carlos. He was actually... what was it, the villain for Breaking Bad? And we could also see him in Better Call Saul.
Yes.
What was his name again?
Gustavo Fring.
And he's also supposedly portrayed as a Chilean in the show.
Yes.
Fun fact.
Yes. Oh, we love our fun facts. Mm-hmm. Yes, so his entrance scene, I want you to talk about how you felt seeing that damn TIE fighter come down on Navarro, please.
Oh man, I felt chaos. I felt real fear that I haven't felt since the trilogy of
which trilogy?
This new trilogy that came out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be totally honest because it gave me chills, man.
Yeah.
Just his appearance, just to see that familiar face again, because he's such a good actor.
He is,
man,
definitely, and he just. It's just the facial acting, like his face just always portrays these characters so fucking scary. Yeah. Because you don't know the intention behind the eyes. Like you think he's just gonna be like maybe a soft-spoken man. This man has power behind his words and his presence. It gave me goosebumps the very first time we see him, because I'm like, holy shit. I actually didn't even know he was gonna be on the show.
No, not at all. Nobody. I think nobody knew, man. And listen, just his face just gives you like, I don't give a fuck if I don't get my little green guy. I'm just gonna kill and everything that's here in this planet.
All he wants is Baby Yoda. He makes it very fucking clear. With his little like, I know all you guys, and then like his line delivery, like you think you know what you have, but you have no idea.
Great.
Which is an awesome line you do hear again, but we'll go into that when we talk about season 2. So it's just like, holy crap. So they're stuck. It's just them stuck there, and then we wonder, we're just like, holy shit, Queel is protecting Baby Yoda.
Yes.
And he has a whole army of stormtroopers. And not even only just the shitty stormtroopers. This man has death troopers with him, too.
As well. And just shooting through the building.
So, like, they are in a tight spot. You don't even think they're going to get out of this.
Right.
Mando tries to communicate with Queel. Queel gets his message. Queel starts trying to ride this blurg as fast as he can to get the baby back to the ship so that they can try to be protected. Does not work out. No. Unfortunately, we lose our first very main character.
Yes.
Sad face. Fucking sad face.
No, that got me, man.
It did get me too. I really liked Queel and his wisdom and just the way he carried himself. This is just a fucking Ugnaught. He wants to live in peace. He does. But of course, he's just so nice, and he's built a little bond with Mando that of course he was going to help him no matter what.
At least he didn't die in vain, though.
Definitely not. He died as a hero. because he did the best he can. And it's crazy because he was only a couple inches away from the fucking ship when they shot him.
Yep.
By scout troopers, yes.
Yep.
2 scout troopers.
They're better than the regular ones because Jesus Christ.
Like oh my God, they can't aim for a fucking thing. And then, the child's on the ground. We see the scout troopers scoop him up. We see poor Quill's corpse with smoke. Cue the fucking credits for episode 7. Yeah, so man. Episode 7 was like a roller coaster ride, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
It has to be definitely one of my favorite episodes because everything they're trying to do just goes completely fucking south.
Yep. One of the best, though, episodes. I'll give that. It put me on the edge of my seat. And, oh, man. When's the last time actually a Star Wars show actually did that? And I actually can't really say much about that because I actually haven't seen the last movie of the trilogy of the new one.
Right. So Cave has to see Rise of Skywalker. It's a mixed bag for a lot of people. I can see why. You definitely have to watch it to see. It just seems like an incomplete movie. If a lot of people didn't know, I'm just kind of going to veer to this real quick, very quick fact. Rise of Skywalker brought back J.J. Abrams, who essentially directed Force Awakens, which we both fucking love.
Oh, yeah.
I seen it, I think, 3 times in the theater when the first movie came out because the hype for Star Wars was just back for me.
Right.
Cave, I actually went to go see it with you for my second time, which was also your second viewing.
It was, yeah.
So
and, it's still one of the best.
It hit home, dude.
Yeah.
But not to veer too much, Rise of Skywalker brought back J.J. Abrams as director. So, they got rid of Rian Johnson after The Last Jedi. We will go more deeper into sequel trilogies in another episode.
Absolutely.
But, this movie was a mixed bag. A lot of people hated it. I can understand why. And a lot of people did like it. I didn't hate the movie. I did enjoy it. But the only film out of the sequel trilogy I find myself revisiting so frequently is the first one.
It's the first one, yeah.
Yeah. It just has a little more heart to me. But, J.J. Abrams didn't really have a lot of time to work on The Rise of Skywalker. When he was given the film, it was kind of already mostly half done. So he had to pretty much take whatever Ryan established, try to retcon as much shit as he wanted.
Right, and pretty much what we talked about is just, what's it called? Basically recovery, just...
Definitely.
Damage control.
Yeah, absolutely,
dude. And that's what we got. And, I don't... maybe I didn't like the second one. Well, we'll see.
Which was perfectly okay. A lot of people didn't like Last Jedi.
But when is actually the last time that you actually got a Star Wars series that was on the edge of your seat? Besides Rebels and the animated ones.
Yeah, of course. With the animated shows with Clone Wars and Rebels, and they have upcoming projects as well coming up.
Right.
They're just they go that extra length to get you up at the edge of your seat. Mm-hmm. That's why I tell a lot of people that I know that watch the movies it's very important and essential to eventually watch Rebels and Clone Wars because they're bringing in a lot of that lore into live action now, especially with Mandalorian Season 2, which we'll definitely discuss. A beloved character.
Absolutely.
My favorite character. Woo! We'll talk about her in season.
Yes.
With the Season 2 discussion. But
off to episode 8 you wanted to discuss, right?
Right. So, we're going to go right into that. So, episode 8. Started off, Cave.
Alrighty, man. So, we know that they have the child.
Yes.
We have the introduction to Gideon.
Yes.
So, man, I have very bad memory, but just to recap on that episode. Eventually, they do get our baby Yoda back.
They do. They do. Pretty much once the episode kind of opens, brings us back to right where we left off. Moff pretty much does a straight monologue about how he knows everybody's backgrounds.
Right.
He knows where Kara comes from. He knows that she was a SOC trooper. He knows how Grief's just been a bounty hunter. He knows a little bit about Grief's backstory. He reveals Mandalorian's name.
Right.
As if you heard us in this episode calling him Din, this is the first time in the series that we got it revealed to us officially. So he says his name. Din already knows that this is an ex-ISB officer, so he has a lot of intel on them. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Yep. A little short snippet in there also shows that IG-11 is actually the one that kind of avenges our Quill.
Definitely. And if they did not have him, they would have all been dead.
Yeah.
I'm being so honest.
Absolutely.
IG comes in, destroys and bodies these damn stupid scout troopers as they're kind of just sitting there trying to discuss what they should do with the package. These fuckers even hit Baby Yoda. That shit got me mad,
man. Yeah, dude. They went in, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of laughed.
Of course.
I was just like, damn, they just hit him? Oh.
It was so mean.
Savages,
but
dude.
They got theirs. IG completely fucked them up. Grabbed the baby. Pretty much put his line down there. I'm here to serve and nurse and protect. And drives off. We get him back to the area where our heroes are trapped.
Right? Kills everybody.
Absolutely.
Kills everybody, except obviously our villain Moff, but just goes in, man.
He definitely goes in. I love how his body always turns.
Right.
So he's like able to essentially turn the baby around just in case people are shooting toward his chest.
Right.
And it just kind of helps him be a lot more sufficient when he's becoming a sharpshooter, just like completely blasting everyone around him.
Even then and there, I think that even Mando, he hesitated a little bit to trust this IG unit, but he finally does.
Definitely.
So,
IG pretty much, once he does that, he starts continuing to wreck people. Mando, Cara, and Greef are able to come out. We're treated to an awesome fucking scene of them just taking out people left and right to an awesome score by Ludwig Göransson. I gotta put that out there. Ludwig is the best thing to happen to Star Wars in terms of composing since our beloved John Williams.
My God, I love him in a lot of stuff. Just on honorable mentions, man. He actually produced Redbone by Childish Gambino.
Yep. Fun fact, hasn't he done like mostly all of his music? Isn't that like his go-to producer?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of his classics. He did the score for Black Panther.
Amazing, guys. By the way, all those beats were completely just mwah.
Man, he's legendary, and man, just amazing soundtrack.
Definitely. Moff kind of injures Mando real quick. He shoots like what looked like, I think, a generator. I'm gonna call it a generator because it was like
that little minigun.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Gatling gun. That like the badass moment where Mando grabs it and just starts like just like murking them, and then Moff just comes in all nonchalant and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot this generator." Big explosion. Mando really gets injured from this. Cara has to drag him inside. Everybody's inside.
First time we see his face.
And special moment, yes. Yeah. First time they have to remove his helmet because this injury is really on the back of his head. So it could essentially kill him. He entrusts Cara to take the baby.
I gotta just mention this. What did your mom say when he took off his helmet? That thing was too funny.
Right. So, fun fact. So, like, my mom's a big Star Wars nerd. She's been a fan since the very first movie. The first time she seen them take off the helmet, the first thing that came out of her mouth was like, "Oh my God, he is so ugly."
Because you would think like the voice and
she was saying that throughout the show too, like, "Oh my God, he sounds so hot." And once that helmet came off, boy, my mom was like, not having it, bro. She was like, no.
She's like, he's butt.
He is definitely ass. So that was really funny for me to kind of hear that while we were watching it.
No offense towards any of the actors. It's just really funny.
Absolutely not. It's just I guess people are gonna have their opinion.
Absolutely, I just thought it was pretty funny.
Absolutely, dude. I was dying when we watched it. I actually had to pause the show for a moment. Pretty much what happens after that, Mando entrusts them to take care of the baby. Cara doesn't want to leave him. A bond has already built between them, so she doesn't want to leave him.
Absolutely.
But she has no choice. So IG pretty much opens a little shaft for them. They get out. He gets Mando to take his helmet off. He heals Mando with like a little medical spray, kind of. I don't know exactly what it was called.
Right.
But, thank God for Quill, because if Quill didn't do that, he could have been dead, essentially. So.
And we finally saw the sending off as well of them, because didn't they get saved by, what's it called? Their bounty? Their group?
Right.
Mandos?
An incinerator trooper, which I think this was the first time they showed him in live action, which was the one that had like that reddish armor with the big ass flamethrower.
Yeah, man.
Came in there and just started burning everything down. This was like right before they took them and right before IG healed Mando. And awesome moment for the Baby Yoda's fans out there. Yeah. Awesome moment. He uses the Force, completely blocks the fire, and reverts that thing right back to the trooper, making his ass blow up. So that was amazing. Again, we see him fall asleep. Too much Force energy gets used.
Got fatigue, man.
Yeah, man. He gets real fatigued. Eat, sleep. Yes.
Eat, sleep.
They find the armor again. She gives Mando his fucking jetpack.
Right.
So we finally see that. She gives him his sigil that you discussed at the beginning.
Oh my God, yeah, podcast. The Mudhorn's the sigil on his shoulder.
They become a clan of 2. He's entitled to bring, or told that he needs to bring the baby over to a magician. First time I heard that, I was like, okay, are we talking about Jedi here?
Yeah,
the Jedi
has to be, man.
Gets dropped.
It has to be, bro.
So we know the Jedi are coming to the show at some point.
Right. We just don't know which one.
Exactly. So, pretty much now he has a mission. They go off to like this lava lake to kind of escape. The armor has this fucking amazing scene where troopers try to come into her armory and try to like tap her head, and she completely fucks them up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, there was pieces of their helmets flying all over the place.
What was her weapon that she was using? It was like type of hammer or axe.
It was like a hammer and like I don't know what you want to call the other weapon. It looks like something that kind of holds whatever weapon she's forging. She just used forging tools. That's it.
Basically, and just wrecked.
Absolutely fucked them
It looked
up.
like it was, what was it? It looked like it was rubber coming off of the costumes. Like, it was...
It's just
oh my God.
pieces of armor, a stormtrooper getting thrown into an incinerator.
Oh, God.
Beautiful. And I really like her character. I really hope to see her again.
Absolutely.
I guess, a spoiler alert, they don't show her in season 2. I hope in the future we get her, because we are getting a season 3 eventually. Pretty much getting back to the lava lake, Mando starts discussing with IG that pretty much, hey, like, we're screwed. Like, there's a bunch of troopers waiting for us at the end of this cave.
Yes.
IG's basically like, yeah, I've done my job. I've nursed and protected. My job is to now self-destruct, and we got to get you out of here. Mando doesn't want him to go. And it's a very heartbreaking scene.
Right.
Because now he's completely changed his feelings on a droid because of how he saved him. He saved all of them as well. Mm-hmm. Jumps into the lava lake. That's the end of our IG-11 arc. He pretty much blows up.
Right.
What'd you think about that, man?
Oh, man. Just the fact that they made him change his opinion on Droids 360.
Absolute great story development.
Yeah, man. We get a lot of story development from Kara as well. I think just everything about that episode was very... I saw more culture of the Mandalore too.
Absolutely.
The guilds.
Yes, and we're gonna get more of them.
Yeah.
You have to finish season 2 because you'll see what I'm talking about with that. But we're definitely gonna get more of Mandalore and more stuff. We'll get to that at another time, obviously.
Absolutely.
The Moff comes back.
Oh yeah.
In a TIE fighter, she get the famous.
Somebody hire us for voice acting or something, man.
Pretty much Mando just... I can't.
Yo.
Oh, shit, man. That's hilarious. That sound is great. I love it.
Don't they fight in the sky, too? I mean, eventually, of course, they shoot down Gideon's TIE fighter.
Right. So Mando actually uses his jetpack for the first time we see it. Right. Grabs onto his ship. Gideon tries to shake him off. Obviously, he ain't coming off that ship. Yeah. Wants to take him out. Throws a thermal detonator right on the wing. Blows up the wing. Ship goes fucking foraying into the fucking desert.
Yep, and we see our introduction. What's cutting through that metal, man?
Right. So, pretty much, just to kind of wrap it up, Kara becomes,
sheriff, right?
Like a sheriff, pretty much, yep, of Navarro. She's going to work with Grief to kind of get Navarro back to how it was. Mando now has a new mission to get the child to a Jedi, so that's pretty much their arc for the next season. And then we go back to the TIE fighter, because Gideon ain't dead.
Oh, buddy whipped out something, boy. It was...
Alright, so this made me fucking yell, boyo.
Yeah.
Like, cave. Like, I can't even tell you, like, the yelp that I let out when I was watching it, because this was our first time seeing the fucking Darksaber in live action.
Yep.
That black blade comes out.
I actually never heard of the Darksaber. Actually, I've only heard of it very little. Right. I know there was only a couple users of it.
Yes.
And so seeing this live action, it was very interesting because I haven't been into much depth with Star Wars like that until probably as of recent years, but I've always been a fan. And just seeing this Darksaber was very interesting. I'm like, oh shit. Like, if Jedis are coming and you're introducing this, like, not many people know about the Darksabers.
No, and that's a really good thing, because, again, touching upon earlier, if you haven't really seen the animated series, you're not going to have much knowledge on what the Darksaber is, and that's totally okay. I actually like that it's new for a lot of people, because it garnered so many fucking fans of that weapon, Absolutely. Which I really like. Like, even children, like, my nephew is obsessed with this thing now, right. Especially after I showed him a little more of it from the animated series' episodes. He loves this damn thing.
Right.
So it's great to see that Moff has this. The first thing I thought about is, who did he take it from? Because we've had multiple people wield it. I'm going to go into that in season 2 more. I don't want to talk about that too much right now, but that's a wrap on season 1.
Hey, man. So, man, that was a long journey.
It was a pretty long journey. Very enjoyable. Just skip episode 5. Do yourself a if you're going to watch the show, yes, watch the whole thing.
I would say skim, man. Skim the part where they introduced the lady from the hangar.
Yes. Well, I like Perro Mato. She's okay.
Yeah.
it's just Toro Calican, whatever the fuck his name is. I just can't deal with him.
Right.
I felt like he was a really Han Solo wannabe, and that's really what pissed me off about his character. But we got Fennec. So. Fennec's great. We'll talk more about her later, but that's pretty much it. That is a wrap on Mando Season 1, and this was really fun to talk about.
Yeah, man. And if you liked what this pilot episode sent you guys, and if you guys feel any type of way where it could improve our future episodes, please let us know, man.
Let us know. When we post it, we would love you guys to comment and react to it. I don't care if you have anything negative to say. I want constructive
criticism.
Yeah, damn right. Ditto. Constructive criticism is great. We need that so that we can learn to get better and we can learn to put out better content for you guys.
Absolutely. And support your locals. If you actually did like it, man, just hit that like button, share subscribe, you know?
Definitely.
Do the big three. That will actually help us out a lot. You have no idea how much that helps out for people that are actually just starting out and have as much passion as us, you know?
Absolutely. And I love talking about a lot of different things. I love talking for the people. And, you know, like, this has been a great time. For our first episode, I can't wait to do more.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're just wrapping up this. Thanks for tuning in and see y'all next time.
Deuces, everyone. Stay blessed, y'all.